The New York City Disorder of Sisters first took form during the historic Stop the Church protest at St. Patrick's Cathedral on the 10th of December 1989. United with ACT UP and other LGBTQ+ activists, they demanded not only recognition but a revolution, calling for visibility, safety, and the right to live freely and openly. Their story, their sistory, begins here, where activism, art, and the fight for justice converged on the streets of New York. In 1989, New York City was a complex tapestry of hope, struggle, and transformation. In a year when pop culture offered a comforting vision of optimism and escape.
Let me just wipe the sink.
Stories of laughter, love,
God.
and heroism filled screens and airwaves. With vibrant music and unforgettable voices inspiring millions, New York was alive with a different energy.
Let me take you to a place I know you wanna go.
Though many of the city's iconic gay nightclubs had closed, vibrant spaces still nurtured queer culture. Keith Haring's iconic artwork continued to inspire New Yorkers.
This is my very special RuPaul
And
Ghetto.
RuPaul's career was just beginning to take off. All this hinted at a future of unapologetic self-expression. Although the gay liberation movement had blossomed since Stonewall, the AIDS crisis now demanded a new wave of urgent activism.
Mr. President.
The nation was under the leadership of President George H.W. Bush, a time when the AIDS epidemic raged on with relentless force. But neither Bush nor his predecessor, Ronald Reagan, were allies of the LGBTQ+ community. Both sat by, neglecting to address the crisis as gay men continued to die in staggering numbers. By the end of 1989, over 100,000 gay men had lost their lives to AIDS, and hundreds of thousands more were living with HIV. As the 1980s came to a close, LGBTQ+ activism surged nationwide. In March 1988, AIDS activist group ACT UP held a major rally in front of the New York Stock Exchange, demanding fair pricing and accessibility for the costly AIDS drug, AZT. In March 1989, they organized Target City Hall, demanding the city's commitment to affordable housing and services for people living with AIDS. Further south, they staged a massive protest at the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta. Amidst this, the Catholic Church remained a vocal opponent of condom use, condemning safe-sex measures that could have saved countless lives. Despite the rising number of AIDS-related deaths, in New York, Cardinal John O'Connor became a prominent figure in this stance, publicly denouncing condoms as immoral and obstructing efforts to promote safe-sex practices.
Recent publicity indicates a possibility of protest activities occurring within this week.
And so, in December of that year, ACT UP activists stormed St. Patrick's Cathedral in protest, calling for accountability and action. Among them, a group of queer nuns known as the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, the New York Order, made their mark. 10 years earlier, the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence had emerged in San Francisco, blending activism, camp, and performance art. The sisters called out injustice while celebrating queer identity, wielding humor and spectacle as tools for resistance. A response to a world that had too often suppressed and silenced queer voices. They embraced their visibility as sacred clowns and would later go on to become fierce advocates for those affected by HIV/AIDS. And so, on that December day in 1989, the New York City Order of Sisters brought their unique spirit of defiance and joy to the steps of St. Patrick's Cathedral.
We're the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, the New York Order.
What are you doing?
We're here in support of this demonstration against the church.
Oh, Mary!
Oh, Mary! Yes, we're bringing like Mary back, the goddess, you know. We're reclaiming her. The church took us, to how many years ago? Oh, ages, I can hardly remember, but they took Mary away a long time ago. And we're just here to remind people, just because you dress religious doesn't mean you have to act that way, that it might have something to do with spirituality. So we're giving people permission slips, we being the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. We're giving and it's giving people permission to do the things they should give themselves permission to do, but instead they wait for the church to do it. It's just a reminder.
With their signature habits and white faces, they stood as living symbols of resilience against a backdrop of mourning and rage. It was here that protest and performance came together, where the absurdity of their performance underscored the deadly seriousness of their cause. The sisters challenged not just the dogma of a powerful institution, but the silence it represented. Through it all, they remained devoted to their mission, to promulgate universal joy and expiate stigmatic guilt. The echoes of that day, their chants and laughter entwined with calls for justice, continue to inspire the sisters of New York City's present-day disorder. It was the genesis of a legacy that would go on to color New York's fight for LGBTQ+ rights with a fearless, unrepentant joy.